Yeah.
And you read the script for the first time, and you had a couple of concerns before you read the script, but then you read it, and what happened?
Well, the exciting thing with Peggy is that I don't feel like we've even touched the sides of the adventures that she can have and the powers that she has. So it was great to do Captain America 1 and then play her, obviously, as an old lady in 2 and then do the one-shot. But I feel like there's still so much that's unexplored. And so the pilot, the first episode that I've read, is just the beginning of what is going to be an incredible opportunity for her to develop as a human being as well as this kind of super spy. We see the kind of cost psychologically and emotionally on someone who's having to take on such extreme pressure and stress in her life and yet still hold it together. So it's going to be really exciting.
So, rather than just talking a little bit about it, we haven't started shooting. The writer's room is going to open shortly. And for those of you that don't know, the story takes place in what year, folks?
1946.
1946. The war is over. Steve is gone. And Peggy is trying to pick up the pieces of her life. What's kind of fascinating, and we'll talk about this a lot during this hour, is that there's stuff that's going on in S.H.I.E.L.D. present day, but we have this incredible opportunity to be able to show you and tell you the story of what went on at the very beginning and how Peggy's dream and Peggy's concerns about what the world should be and how to make the world a better place is so many of the themes that we'll be working on with this show. But rather than just talk about it, you guys want to see a little something that Lewis's group put together? So, Jenny, can we make this happen? Jenny Deathlock is over there, and she's actually making all the stuff happen, as I say that into the dark.
What will this be?
Now, I don't want this to get lost. This is really a true partnership between Marvel Television and Marvel Studios. The folks that are bringing you, this little movie that's about to open called Guardians of the Galaxy. Please go see it. And Lewis, you're directing the first episode, but we do have a little bit of exciting news that there's some other creative filmmakers that are thinking about coming on board. And can you tell the folks a little bit about that?
Well, my deal hasn't been signed yet, but I'm going to direct the first episode. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to tell you things that I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to say it anyway. The directors from Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the second and third episode they'll be directing.
And if you had a wish list, just a wish list. I'm not saying that these things are going to happen.
I just got off the phone with him. I just spoke to Joe Johnston, and he wants to do the fourth episode.
Joe, who directed the first Captain America.
First Captain America. And if his schedule works out, that'll be the first 4 directors.
So as you can tell, it's a pretty extraordinary group of people. It's going to be an amazing show. It starts in 2015. I think we have just a little bit of time for a couple questions from the audience. Do we have a mic somewhere? I can't see anything. There it is. Oh, look, it's Peggy Carter.
Hi. As a female who wants to be a cop, I'm really excited about how accurately Peggy Carter is portrayed in her military role. Is that praise that you got, were you expecting that? And is that going to influence the show?
I think that's you.
Sorry, say that again. What's going to influence the show?
The accuracy of her military role, because just the way she handles herself is pretty accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got a fantastic research team on board just to make sure that every reference that we make is somehow backed up with authenticity, so we know what we're talking about. We've seen a little bit about her military background in the first and second one, and we'll explore that further as we go along. But that's also kind of my job as well, to make sure that I make her as accurate as I possibly can so that she's relatable to modern audiences.
Thank you. Do we have another question? Do we have another Peggy Carter? We do. I think that's all we picked.
I know this show's going to be about Peggy mostly, but I was wondering if Dominic Cooper is going to make a return as Howard Stark, since we're going to be focusing a lot.
I speak for everyone here that would be fantastic if that could happen.
was rather
Next question
offensive.
from, I guess, the next Peggy Carter. This is the best. I can't wait. I can't wait till we get to the Shield part of the show.
It's a question for Tara and Michelle. We've seen Peggy in very male-dominated worlds when she's working and serving. Will there be any other prominent female characters in the series?
We hope so. We actually have plans that we probably couldn't disclose to you, but yeah, I think certainly if you saw the one shot, much of the sort of dramatic tension comes from the fact that she is a woman working in a man's world after the war and after all the men have come home. But there are other women in that world too who are just as powerful, both good and bad, that we hope to see.
Oh my.
I think we have time for one more question or one more Peggy Carter.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, the winter
Yeah, what the what?
Okay, my question is to Hayley. I was wondering how it feels to play such a strong female character, like in a comic universe where it's full of strong male heroes.
Oh, it's a great question. It feels a privilege. It's a very rare opportunity for me, for someone who's been working on stage and in television in the UK, to get a part on the kind of commercial global scale as something like this, as Marvel franchise, to also be portraying a woman who on the page I look up to as well. And when I was a little girl, there were parts like Peggy in lots of films and lots of things that I saw in television that I wanted to aspire to be to. So it's a great kind of huge bonus to be able to play someone that hopefully young women will look up to as role model.
Thank you. Folks, we have so many more things that we want to get to and so many more secrets that we want to spill. What I'd like you to do is give a great big round of applause to this incredibly talented group of folks. Agent Carter, coming in 2015. Tara, Michelle, Chris, Stephen, Louis, and Hayley Atwell.